Hey everybody, welcome to another Aether Gazer guide. I wasn't sure which character I should do next, but since I unlocked Jin-Ei Kuninotokotachi, oh nice, I was able to say her full name. Anyway, let's call her Kotachi from here on out. So yeah, I decided to do one for her, like in the new patch she gets a new skin as well, maybe someone wants to play with a new skin and whatnot, you know, I've been waiting. But yeah, I decided to do a guide for Kotachi, sorry it took so long as well. Everyone releasing their games, their patches, everything like these days, so it's getting crazy. But in any case, oh, big reminder to know, you can get Kotachi for free from the recurring dream shop, which is this one over here. If you farm enough, you can get her for free, so you don't have to pull her from the gacha. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so Kotachi. Kotachi is a melee modifier hailing from Sinnoh Genzone. Her combat resources is Divine Grace, and as for her element, she can use all. Yep, that's right. Physical, wind, fire, and lightning. Kotachi is awesome like that. So her uniqueness, though, doesn't stop there. Her skills are quite unique in their own right. To better understand her moveset, let's go into the tutorial practice and see them one at a time. Alright, here we are. So, let's get right into it. So, her normal attack, Chidori Strike, nothing out of the ordinary. Can combo up to 4 times, dealing physical damage, and grants Divine Graces when it results in a hit. There you go. That's the 4-hit combo. Alright, so that's pretty normal stuff, right? But here is where the interesting part comes in. So Kotachi uses mudra combinations to cast different types of skills. So skill 1, it's Rain of Kunai. Kotachi unleashes a large amount of kunai to attack surrounding enemies in a large area, dealing physical damage. Can be cast using the mudra combo of Heaven and Heaven. That is skill 1 plus 1. And it's this one. There you go. That's a Rain of Kunai. Her skill 2, Gondrus Thunder, Kotachi transforms into thunder and deals to enemies in front of her thunder damage. Can be cast using mudra combo of Heaven and Earth. So it's like 1 and 2. Really flashy, love it. Skill 3 is Razor Whirlwind. Kotachi makes a dash at the enemy to her front, generating whirlwinds along the way and dealing wind damage. Can be cast using the mudra combo of Earth and Heaven. There you go. And as for skill 4 is Tectonic Blast. Kotachi detonates the target enemy, dealing fire damage and also leaving a circle on the enemy that will intermittently blast for a total of 8 times. Each blast deals fire damage. Blast stop when the target enemy is defeated. Can be cast the mudra combo of Earth plus Earth. So, there you go. And it will hit 8 times. So while that ends, so you might be wondering, what about her ultimate? She has 4 skills, so where her ultimate comes in. So here's what is unique about Kotachi's ultimate skill. She doesn't have a dedicated ultimate, but depending on your mudra combination you cast, the corresponding ultimate element is applied. So the amazing thing about Kotachi's ultimate combination is that it can lower the resistance of the enemies by 30% for 10 seconds. So if you get like a combination of Heaven plus Heaven and do the ultimate, that will lower the physical resistance. And the same happens with pretty much the rest of the combos. Heaven and Earth is like the thunder, so you cast the thunder and lower the thunder resistance. Earth and Heaven is for the wind, and Earth and Earth is for the fire. Also on a side note, that has to do with the mudra combinations. When your Divine Grace bar is full at 100 and you cast the mudra combination, then the mudra combination won't actually get depleted. The Divine Grace bar will be depleted. So technically you can press it once. The Divine Grace bar is getting depleted there. As you can see, I have 0 out of 100 now, but you still have your Mudra combination, so you can cast it again. So you can do the Mudra combination 2 times in a row. So technically it's kind of like save, you know, by having Divine Grace at maximum. So that's one thing to have in mind. And as for her ultimate skill chain, you can use the ultimate skill chain with Buzembo Tenku, which pretty much not only puts you, the enemy into slow motion, pretty much like you go into 0 extended time. On top of that, Kotachi, by teaming up with Kotachi, you lower the resistance of all elements with the ultimate skill chain. So it's pretty cool. And that's about it for Kotachi's skills. Now, you might be thinking, wow, Kotachi is amazing, right? Like, you can get all the elements, you can lower the resistance of all elements with her ultimate. That's crazy good, right? So, here is where her big caveat comes in. Her AI. That's right. If you gonna play Kotachi on point, then you can pretty much control the resistances that you want to be lowered, right? But if you play Kotachi as, you know, leave it to her AI to do the whole combinations, you might not get the resistances you want depending on your on point DPS, right? So let's say you're playing Kotachi alongside Tsukuyomi, right? You want that Thunder's resistance down so Tsukuyomi can do more damage. But maybe Kotachi's AI won't do that, so you won't get that. So it's a big caveat for her, which though gets addressed, I think, in later patches. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think there are AI chips that you can actually put in later patches, and you can have her pretty much do the same attack or the same combination, so you can get like the resistances that you want. So at least there's that. But if you want to play her on point as well and leave like the DPS on your AI, you could do that as well. If you know you want to play as Kotachi on point, you want to use Kotachi, she's awesome, you know, like. So there is that option as well. It's a big caveat to have in mind, pretty much. Other than that, Kotachi is pretty versatile character. So that is for the skills. Let's go to her Functor and access key. So you don't need her signature Functor, pretty much. Like her signature Functor is pretty much like a do more damage kind of thing, right? She gives her like the pretty much the potential to do more damage. So you can pretty much go with like some other Functor. Aosagi no Hi is the one I use. I think it's pretty good. But if you don't have this one, which it's farmable pretty much, you know, from DV, you can use Yamabiko, or you can use Raiju as well. So yeah, I use this one. I think it's pretty good. Personally like it, and pretty much, you know, you want your ultimate skill to be, you know, to be used. So by using the ultimate skill, her crit rate and crit damage goes up, and you get more damage out of it. That's it pretty much for the Functor and the access key. Next up, Sigils. I'm sorry I don't have it complete yet. I'm missing one. I'm almost there. I just need to do the challenges to get it, but imagine that it's the same, like all the same. So in my Sigil vault that I made, and I recommend to give it a watch if you're new or still need to fresh up on Sigils on how they work. I said that for most part the modifiers can follow the in-game recommendation and it will be fine, right? Kotachi is one of the modifiers that breaks the norm a little bit. As you can see, the recommended for late game is Griffin's Pride and Sip of Theseus, right? But I use a completely different setup. So the two sets you want to use is Witch's Judgment. You can get it from the shop pretty much, and you put it on 1, 2, 3 position, right? And for 4, 5, 6 you put Griffin's Pride. It's the two pretty much you want. It's the universal set for Kotachi. You can use this pretty much like, you know, without having any trouble at all. There is another setup for her Sigil if you want to play her as a complete DPS, and that is the Gale. You use the Gale Sovereign, which is like the wind damage pretty much. So you put it like a 1-3-5, I'm sorry, and 2-4-6. You use the Philosopher, which is let me see, this one. Yep, you use this one, the Divine Grace modded skill damage by 10%. You use that one if you want to play her as a complete DPS, and if you actually do that, you want to keep using the Razor Whirlwind skill, pretty much, because it's like her highest damage skill, and so you want to pretty much be spamming this one if you want to play her as a complete DPS. I don't personally really recommend her to do that. I think like as a support is much better, and on top of that, if you play her as a DPS, you might want to go for her signature factor as well to do more damage, right? So yeah, that's it for the sigils pretty much. You want the wit set. The universal set is the wit set 1, 2, 3, Griffin's Pride 4, 5, 6. Now, as for her affixes, their skill effects pretty much, right? You pretty much go the same as the rest. Increase attack, crit rate, crit damage, physical damage, ultimate damage, and ultimate charge, and after that skill charge. This is pretty much the ones you want to mainly focus on, and then pretty much the rest in the order that I said them as well. So yeah, let me give you an visual. It's the Fierce Assault, which is the attack. The Berserk and Enrage is the crit rate and crit damage. Imagine the Thunder Blessing is the Sharpened Blade, which I think, yeah, there you go. The Sharpened Blade is for the physical damage. And then you want pretty much the Shinryu, which is the ultimate skill damage. And then you want the ultimate skill charge. So that will be for the sigils pretty much. As for Aether Codes now. For Aether Codes, you're going either full yellow or full blue. Pretty much I think it's up to you which one you want to use. Mainly I prefer the blue because she has access to different ailments depending on the skill she casts. So she can, you know, if she casts the Wonder Standard, the enemy is inflicted with stun. Razor Whirlwind, you know, inflicted with weak, Tectonic Blast, and all that kind of stuff. Rain of Kunai lowers defense, you know. So I like to use blue. But if you want more damage, like if you want her to do like more damage, you go in yellow. Like, see, it increases the damage that she can output pretty much, right? And that's pretty much will do it for the Aether Codes. Alright, now for her team comps. Like I said, if you want to put her on point, pretty much, if you're playing her on point, then you want to use the other team spots to put like the element you want in pretty much to do the most damage, and you pretty much go with like, you know, lowering the resistances and leaving the DPS to your AI. Now, if you're playing her as an AI, pretty much, the good thing about Kotachi is that she's, like I said, she's a versatile modifier. You can play her in a lot of team comps if you're missing certain characters. She can fill in pretty much the spot since she can use all the elements, and hopefully she can lower the resistance of the element you want to play as a DPS. And yeah, like I guess the best ones would probably be right now the one with Tsukuyomi being on point, and the other one would be Buzembo Tengu, the Shinu Genzo, and on top of that you can use the ultimate skill chain of Kotachi and Buzembo to lower the resistance of the enemies. And it lowers the resistance of all elements when you use that ultimate skill chain. So I'd say this one is probably the best team comp right now, with the other one being, if you put her on point, you can use Buzebo Tengu, and if you have Sakura, which I do not right now, you can use her. So yeah, and that will be it for the team comps as well. Yeah, that will do it. Overall, I feel like S-Rank Kotachi is a strong character with a couple caveats due to the AI at the moment, but very versatile that she can pretty much fit in many comps if you don't have like specific modifiers that maybe are better in that particular comp. And especially very good in Xeno comps as well, you know, because you get like the buffs from that too. She's free, of course, so it's very recommended for, I think, to actually farm for it. Like, she's like a shred pretty much resistance. She can shred resistances, so I feel like not only you don't have to get her Functor, but you can get her for free as well. So I think it makes sense for you to farm towards her, get her, and build her up to, you know, pretty much use her in many teams. And yeah, that will do it. Thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated. I hope this video helped you out a bit on how to go about building Kotachi. Feel free to like, comment, you know, share your thoughts as well in the comments. Maybe I missed something, maybe you want to add something. You know, I'm one person myself, I make mistakes of course, and you know, I try to do my own research. If I did something wrong, I'd rather have someone, you know, pretty much say to me, you know, oh, you said something wrong there, so I can, you know, correct myself too. But yeah, that will do it. Feel free to subscribe as well for future Aether Codes content. The patch is around the corner. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace everyone.